A.D. Williams once said, "When I look into the eyes of an animal, I do not see an animal. I see a living being. I see a friend. I feel a soul." According to ASPCA, the American Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, approximately 6.5 million animals get into shelters a year. My goal is to encourage and inspire you to adopt and rescue an animal and how it will impact your life. First, let's take a look at the shelters and the animals that are in the shelters. According to Jennifer Payne from the Lubbock Haven Animal Care Center, there are about 110 animals in their shelter right now. 67 of those animals are dogs, 42 are cats, and they have one horse. So let's take a look at why it's important to adopt from shelters. There are two types of shelters. There are open-door shelters and closed-door shelters. Open-door shelters are ones that will take animals unwanted, but once they are full, they will euthanize animals to make more room for other animals. The dictionary definition of an euthanize is to kill an animal or human painlessly. There are also closed-door shelters, and those will accept any unwanted animal, but once they are full, they will turn animals away because they have a no-kill policy. The main shelters in Lubbock, the open-door one is the Lubbock Animal Shelter, and then the two main closed-door shelters are the Humane Society of West Texas and the Haven Animal Care Center. As I mentioned earlier, 6.5 million animals enter shelters a year. Let's just say half of those enter an open-door shelter. That means 3.25 million animals are being euthanized a year. Being euthanized, according to Jennifer Payne, the Lubbock Animal Shelter takes in approximately 60 animals a day, and then 30 or so more will get euthanized daily. Payne also mentioned that on average 0 to 10 animals get adopted in a week at the Haven. It just depends on what's going on in Lubbock to make it busier or slower for the population of adopting. If people would just stop buying from breeders and start adopting from shelters, it would help a lot of the shelters that are in town. Mostly it's the animals that are being affected from it. Many animals go into the shelter each year, and some will get to have a family and live inside a house, while others will get euthanized. For example, at the Haven, Tuffy has been at the Haven for over 8 years. Payne says he's a very sweet boy, so I don't know why he gets overlooked. People will go into the Haven and see him as a sweet boy, but they don't want to adopt him because he is a little bigger, and there's a picture of him. He is pretty sweet. I've met him, and I don't know why he doesn't get adopted, but he just doesn't. So how can we keep animals from being euthanized? Many families want puppies or kittens, so they turn to the breeders to make that happen. In reality, the shelters have all of those. You can go to the shelter and find a dog or a puppy or kitten and be able to adopt them right away. If we would just start adopting from the shelters, the breeders will have a slow demand and stop producing as many animals as they do. This will cause some of the breeders to not be able to produce as many animals, so this will cause the demand of animals to go further down when breeders can save animals instead of making more to where they go into the shelter. Choosing to go for the shelter can also save you a lot of money. Adopting from a shelter ranges from $100 to $150. When you go to a breeder, you must put a down payment, or according to my Labradoodle puppy, or Labradoodle breeder, you must put a down payment of $400, and then that's not even the cost of buying the dog after that. It is so much better to adopt and rescue an animal than buy one from a breeder. You'll give them a lasting home, and it'll create a new meaning in your life. Now that you know how it'll impact your life, my third point is how it'll impact your life. Imagine having a furry friend running around the house. This furry friend did not think he was going to get a second chance. They didn't think they were going to be able to come out of the shelter and have a family. You just gave them their lasting impact and be able to give them a second home and a second chance for their new life. According to HuffPost, there are 9 different ways pets improve our lives. To name a few, there is improved self-esteem, reduced negativity, make us want to be healthier, and help us feel less stressed. There are many ways animals can impact your lives. They're just a cute furry friend that will help you get through life, and honestly, they make a world of difference. Now that we know how they impact our life, the final step is to take action. The Haven Animal Care Center is open Wednesdays and Fridays from 2 to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. There are also other shelters in the Lubbock area that you can go and choose from, and it's pretty easy to go into them. You can just go in and find someone who volunteers there or works there and be able to ask them around, and they will show you all the different animals that they have, and you're able to pick and choose which animal you want. I hope you'll go out and take action and rescue an animal. I have now told you why it is better to adopt and rescue an animal. Like A.D. Williams said, an animal is a living being. They deserve to be treated like one and have every chance every animal deserves. Although breeders can sometimes be a good thing, they are for the most part bad. We need to help save the animals that are about to be euthanized instead of producing more animals. You also need to give them a second chance. After all, they can impact your life in so many ways that you can never imagine. In conclusion, I hope the next time that you or someone you know wants to adopt an animal or buy an animal, you will encourage them to go to a shelter and adopt one.